365 Days with Calvin for February 20. Facing Severe Affliction. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue. Psalm 39:3. Suggested further reading Matthew 26:69 to 75. The psalmist now illustrates his great grief by using a simile. He tells us that his sorrow, when internally suppressed, becomes inflamed as the ardent passion of his soul continues to increase in strength. From this, we learn that the more strenuously a person sets out to obey God, using all his efforts to exercise patience, the more vigorously he is assailed by temptation. For Satan, while not so troublesome to the indifferent and careless, and seldom looks near them, displays all his forces against the believer. If, therefore, at any time we feel ardent emotions struggling and raising commotion in our breasts, we should remember this conflict of David so that our courage will not fail us, or at least that our infirmity may not drive us headlong to despair. Whenever the flesh puts forth efforts and kindles a fire in our hearts, let us know that we are afflicted with the same kind of temptation that caused so much pain and trouble for David. At the end of the verse, the psalmist acknowledges that the severity of his affliction eventually overcame him, and he allowed foolish and unadvised words to pass from his lips. In this, David personally sets before us a mirror of human infirmity so that, being warned by the danger to which we are exposed, we may learn to seek protection under the shadow of God's wings. Then spake I with my tongue is not a superfluous mode of expression, but a true and full confession of sin, in which David says that he not only gave way to sinful murmuring, but had even uttered loud complaints. For meditation, how do you cope with major afflictions? How could meditating on the sufferings of Christ and the sovereign paternal providence of God help us better cope when trials arise? The reading for February 20.